Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of online classes. I hope you are all doing fine. So in this video, I'm going to explain about electrical circuits. What is the main introduction of electric circuits, and I'm going to explain about some concepts of network theory also. So that those are the basic information of a network theory. Okay, so the main introduction of this network theory is about the solving the problems of electric circuits or electric networks. Okay, coming to the basic terminology, you are going to discuss about electric circuits, electric network, current, voltage, and power. These are the main things which you can learn about network theory. Okay, so first let us see about electric circuit. So what is this electric circuit mean? So an electric circuit contains a closed path for providing a flow of electrons from voltage source or current source. Okay, here the elements present in electric circuit will be in series connection or parallel connection, or in any combination of series and parallel connection. Okay, so next we see about electric network. So this electric network is nothing but it is a network that need to contain a closed path for providing a flow of electrons from voltage source or current source. Okay, so hence we can conclude that all electric circuits are electric networks, but the converse need not to be true. Okay, so let us see about current. So the current I flowing through a conductor is nothing but the time rate of flow of energy, flow of charge. Okay, so mathematically it can be written as I is equal to dq by dt, where q is the charge and its units is a coulombs, t is the time and its units is second, where current is measured in the terms of amperes. Okay, so in generally electrons current flow from a negative terminal of source to the positive terminal, whereas the connection conventional current, this conventional current flows from positive terminal of a source to a negative terminal. Okay, so here the electron current is obtained due to the movement of free electrons, whereas conventional current is obtained due to the movement of free positive charges. Both of these are called as an electric current. Okay, next let us see about voltage. The voltage V is nothing but an electromotive force that causes the charge of electrons to flow. Okay, mathematically it can be written as V is equal to dW by dt, where W is the potential energy and its units is in joule, Q is the charge and its unit is coulomb, and V is measured in terms of volt. Okay, so next let us see about the power. So the power P is nothing but the time of rate of flow of electric energy. So mathematically it can be written as P is equal to dW by dt, where W is the electrical charge and it is measured in terms of joule. T is the time and it measured in seconds. And we can also rewrite this above equation as P is equal to V into I. That means P is equal to dW by dt into dq by dt, where power is nothing but the product of voltage and the current. Okay, so its units is in watts. So these are the main basic terminologies which I can discuss now, which I discussed now. Next, let us see the classifications of these electric network elements. Okay, so these are the three main classifications which are we going to see. Those are active and passive elements, linear and non-linear elements, bilateral and unilateral elements. So let us see each one individually. Okay, so first let us see these active elements. So active elements deliver power to other elements which are present in an electric circuit. Sometimes they may absorb the power like passive elements also. That means active elements has a capability of both delivering and observing power. Okay, so the examples of active elements are voltage source and the current source. So now let us see about passive elements. So these passive elements cannot deliver power to another elements. That means they cannot deliver energy to the other elements. However, they can absorb power. That means these elements can either dissipate power in the form of heat or store energy in the form of either magnetic field or electric field. Okay, some of the examples are resistors, inductors, and capacitors comes under passive elements. So now let us see about the linear and non-linear elements. So this we can classify these network elements as a linear and non-linear based on their characteristics to obey the property of the linearity. Okay, so coming to the linear elements are the elements that show linear relationship between voltage and current. So the examples are resistor, inductors, and capacitor comes under linear elements. And coming to the non-linear elements, these non-linear elements are those that do not show a linear relationship between voltage and current. So voltage source and current source are comes under non-linear elements. Okay, now let us discuss about bilateral and unilateral elements. So here network elements can also classified as either bilateral or unilateral based on the direction of current flows through the networks. Okay, flows through these network elements. So these bilateral elements are the elements that allow the current in both directions and offer the same impedance in either direction of the current flow. So resistors, inductors, and capacitors comes under these bilateral elements. As you can see, there are two diagrams I mentioned here. So I'm going to explain about the first diagram. Here the concept of bilateral elements are illustrated in this first diagram. So in this figure, as I mentioned here, the current I is flowing from the terminal A to B, okay, through the passive elements having an impedance of Z ohms. So it is the ratio of voltage across the element between terminals A and B and the current I. So in the second figure, current I is flowing from the terminal B to A through the passive element having impedance of Z ohms. That means the current negative I is flowing from the terminals A to B. Okay, in this case, we will get the same impedance value since both the current and voltage having a negative signs with respect to the terminals of A and B. Okay, so next let us see about unilateral elements. These unilateral elements are those that allows current only in one direction. Hence, they offer different impedance in both directions also. Okay. So next we have here electric charge and current, and electrical energy and potential. Let us see these things. So first, electric charge. So electric charge is a property of matter. There are two types of electric charge which are conventionally labeled positive and negative. Okay, two objects that have the same charge exert repulsive forces on each other. Two objects that have opposite charges attract forces on each other. So this electric charge is measured in coulombs and has a symbol Q. Okay, so this electric charge is quantized, which means any object can only have an integer multiple of a certain value of charge. So the smallest value of a magnitude of charge an object can have is equal to the magnitude of the charge of an electron, which is approximately 1.60 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. Okay, so electrons are negatively charged. If a neutral object loses electrons, it becomes more positively charged. Okay, so if neutral objects gain electrons, it becomes more negatively charged. So coming to the current, as I mentioned earlier, current is the rate of flow of a positive charge. So here current can be caused by the flow of electrons, ions, or other charged particles also. So electrons are negatively charged so that the direction of electron flows in the opposite direction to the current. So the equation relating to the electric charge, current, and the time is electric charge is equal to the electric current into time. Okay, so here Q is equal to I into T. So in an electric circuit, electric current flows from the positive terminal of a power supply to the negative terminal or ground, or from the ground to the negative terminal. So electric current is measured in amperes and has a symbol I. Okay. So now let us see about electric potential energy and electrical potential. Okay. So first let us see about what is electrical potential energy. So in discussing gravitational potential energy with gravitational potential, we usually associated it with a single object. Okay, an object near the surface of the earth has a potential energy because its gravitational interaction with the earth. Potential energy is really not associated with a single object. It comes from an interaction between two objects. Okay, so similarly, there is an electrical potential energy associated with interacting charges. Okay, for each pair of interacting charges, the potential energy is given by Pe is equal to KQ Q by R. So this is the interacting charges of the potential energy. So energy is a scalar. It is not a vector. Okay, to find the total electric potential energy associated with the set of charges, simply add up the energy. That means which may be a positive or a negative associated with each pair of charges. Okay, then you will get an answer. So next we have this electric potential. So electric potential is more commonly known as a voltage. Okay, the potential at the point or a distance r from a charge q is given by, we have a v is equal to kq by r. Okay, so here potential plays the same role for charge that pressure does not for fluids. If there is a pressure difference between the two ends of a pipe filled with the fluid, what happens is the fluid will flow from the high pressure end towards the low pressure end. Okay, so here the same having charges responds to the difference in the potential energy in a similar way. Okay, so here the electric potential is a measure of a potential energy per unit charge. So if you know the potential at the point and you then place a charge at the point, so here the potential energy associated with the charge in that potential is simply the charge multiplied by the potential. Okay, so here the electric potential, like potential energy, is a scalar but not a vector. So the connection between the potential and potential energy will be V is equal to PE by Q. Okay, we have to calculate it, potential energy by V is equal to PE by Q. So this is the basic introduction of this network theory. Okay, network theory, and also also I explained about characteristics of classifications of network elements also. I hope you understand this video. I will see you in my next video. Thank you.